Tip top of the morning to you. My name is Jack, and welcome to this second sketchbook tour. We're not going to talk about the first one. So this is the sketchbook that I talked about, mentioned in my last sketchbook tour, where I said there's one that I finished relatively recently. And I did okay. I actually can't remember when I finished it. Let's just go through it. I haven't looked at the sketchbook since I finished it, so I don't really know what to expect, so that's a ticket. So a lot of these drawings, I came back and I did some stuff, so stuck this little thing in. It was in a notebook. It was drawn on checkered paper, not checkered paper, math paper. So it wasn't sketchbook paper, but I cut it out and put it in, so don't like this drawing. I didn't even like it when I drew it, so I just wanted to try different mediums and stuff. Ooh, busy. Okay, so these bigger drawings I did in the start of the sketchbook, so these really weird hands and the red pen drawings were from a while back. And then I came back because I realized that there was so much space in between, and I drew some stuff. This little emblem design that I had designed. Another hand when I got a little bit better at drawing hands and more hands. I don't know why my voice is shaking like a 13-year-old boy's, but I don't know, man. You got a friend in me. Bunch of song lyrics I've noticed. When you smiled over your shoulder for a minute, I was stone cold sober. I pulled you closer to my chest. I really like that song. It's really sweet. Email, just like texting, but worse in every way. More little faint hand drawings that I drew around. I came back and I drew this because I drew this first and I didn't really like it for obvious reasons. Oh no, I drew this first, then I drew this, and then I drew this. Like this little pizza and yeah, Memento Mori. Oh my god, rip Unisonus. Ooh, okay, so I drew this actually a while back and I made a painting. Oh no, wait, I drew this first. It was really bad. A lot of the drawings are not really good. And I came back and I drew this, and then I made a painting out of it. I drew that after I watched the Broke Bitch music video that TMG put out. It was really good. And then I watched the 100, and I drew Bellamy, and then I drew Jacksepticeye again. But this is later, because it's better. I feel like you could tell what phase I'm in by the size of the nose and by the thickness of the neck. They just kept getting thicker. Kind of like how I drew this. It's kind of neat. So, remember Toast? He dyed his hair a bunch, so I wanted to draw all his hair transformations. And I drew this, and I really liked how I did the shading with the graphite. So I tried it again, and it just looked like dirt. So I just didn't do anything else. I drew this and then I just called it a day. Ooh, this I was trying to clean something. It must have been my blend brush or something. And there was just this enormous block of the page that was just taken up by swatches, I guess. So I went over it with little faces, little profiles and stuff. Still kind of like how I do this. Just the neck is so long. And here, the neck is so incredibly long. I just don't understand. There's also Crank gameplays. You can tell because he has acne. That's kind of mean. No, he's really sweet. I drew him because I really liked this little swoop that he had in one of his photos when he had blue hair, so I did that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I watched, a lot of these drawings are inspired by, I watched ... and then I drew this. I watched, what was it, Damien? That Markiplier put out, and it was really cool. And there was this moment, he talked about it in his Explained, and yes, I watched the entire video, 3 hours worth of content. 2 times speed, but he was like, oh, in that moment, I wanted the music to change. And I noticed it the first time, but the second time when I watched it, I was like, whoa. And it hits so much harder when the music changes. Selena's going, oh, I'm doing this thing. And then he's like, let me help you. And then the music changes, it goes, dun, dun. And it's kind of cool. I also kind of like how I drew this ear. Looks kind of like some painful piercings, but it works. I drew this from a reference photo, and actually it's not a very good drawing, but it's really loyal to the reference. I still kind of like how I drew this nose with all the blackheads and stuff. I don't know, I like it. Not the blackheads. I don't like blackheads. Oh yeah, so I drew this in one of my notebooks. You can't see that at all. Yeah, I drew this. It's basically a face profile with an X over it, and it's dripping a little bit. I liked it, so I stuck it in here, and then I redrew it, and it was bad. Redrew it again, and I kind of wanted to redraw it one more time, but a full body sketch to just have the completed set, because I don't draw necks like this anymore, and I think I've gotten better at what's it? drawing, well, yeah, I kind of like this. This one I just wanted to mess around with these little Staedtler fine liners that were given to me by the same friend who gave me watercolor pencils. And I wanted to see how close I can match colors to like reference photo colors. And I mean, I don't know. It looks like a good drawing, but I don't know how close it is to the reference colors, so I don't really know. Also, I was drawing a little rain cloud, a storm cloud, and I drew this one lightning bolt and it looked like a foot, so I made the other one look like a foot too, so now he looks like he's stomping. Ooh, I like this kind of glow up. I drew that, and then I drew that, and I like this one a lot more, and then I drew that one. I'm not a big fan of this one because it's a bit too busy. I like this one. And then I drew that a while back, and then I drew this, and I like it because it's like it portrays the feeling that I actually wanted to get across with this one, but it does it so much better. And I did like a little cut thingy with her arm. I drew what was her face, Billie Eilish, and it was like a really fast sketch, so I'm kind of proud of how it turned out. Like the neck is a proper length, so that's good. And I drew a lighter. It actually looks like a lighter. Oh, and I drew birds. I drew a little crow and drew another crow, and I like this one. One of these I didn't use a reference for. I just can't remember which one, so. Ooh, okay. Oh no, actually no, never mind. I thought this is an interesting page, but no, it's not. I drew this cherry, because you know those hoodies that you see and it's like Mickey Mouse or something? He's got a splotch of like red and a splotch of black, and like a really detailed outline. It's like coloring in, but like without all the commitment. And I really like that drawing style, so I drew this cherry, and I tried to do it again with like a little orange slice and watermelon and a pear and a strawberry. I like the strawberry, I don't like the rest. I really like the cherry, and I feel like I didn't really do better after drawing the cherry, but that's fine. Wait, like this hint. I want you to see it. Looks nice. Yeah, I feel like the little drawings that I make look better than the bigger ones. I like how I drew this ghost. And I also like how I drew these like little fingers, like, and I like all of them. Like usually if I do, not a set, but like a few drawings of the same vibe, usually I don't like half of them, but yeah, I like these. And it's like a finger going like that and like a really long nail. Also this drawing, I really like it. I don't know how to make another one of the same kind of idea, but I like it. I watched it when, I drew it when I watched Jacksepticeye play that game where it was like Anxiety Simulator or something. But there's this thing where you were supposed to just breathe normally, and if you got near like an anxiety bubble, then you had to breathe and like remember to breathe manually or something. I can't remember, but I like that like little chunk. I feel like I always hold my breath when I'm talking on camera because I don't want it to be like too breathy, but then I just end up holding my breath for a long time. There's like a bunch of like little scribbles that I really like. I tried to learn how to draw feet, and for a while I was like, oh, I think I get it. And then I tried to draw them again like later, and they just didn't look right. She looks nice. Oh yeah, and these little like cardboard cutouts I drew on the back of my notebooks, and I cut them off, stuck them in my sketchbook because I didn't want to lose them because like it was effort, I guess, memories, I don't know. I still really like how I kind of made a little shadow around him and differentiated him from the page. I like this one too because it's like he's a white skull, but it's like off-white, so it doesn't look like just an outline. Siren head. Yeah, this is another case of the redraws. I drew this and I kind of liked it at the time, and then I redrew it again. And I mean, it's better, I think. It's kind of janky a little bit still. This drawing illustrates same face syndrome. Is that what it's called? All my characters at this point look the same because like the face was the same and like the jawline was the same and everything was the same. I couldn't make them look different, and it was bad. Oh yeah, Inktober. That did not last long at all. There's a lot more like word art than I remembered. I expected it to just be like, you know, drawings because it's a sketchbook. But there's a lot more like quotes and word art, like it just said. I ate a lot of frozen fruit, not fruit, berries, and I was eating frozen cherries, and I like them melted. Like, it's really dumb. It sounds really dumb because like if I like them melted, why not eat fresh cherries? But I don't know. I don't really like fresh cherries because they're not pitted. But also, I don't know. But there's something about like how mushy melted frozen cherries are that I just really like. So I had a whole bunch of cherry water left over. Usually I just drink it all because it's like really sour and tasty. I saved some and I put it on a paintbrush and I like did a little swipe. That's one layer of diluted cherry water. That's so pigmented and like it's crazy. I'm going in circles, but it's like I'm very passionate about diluted cherry water. Ragdoll from Flash. Oh, it's calling me Kevin. He's so cool. Like honestly, he's really sweet. What are my neighbors doing? I don't understand. I drew these. I don't know where it's going with that. Ooh, I drew this in a notebook and then I redrew it, so. I feel like a lot of these are just redraws, because there is stuff that I like the concept of, but I don't actually like draw properly. Ooh, I really like the spread. So I drew that first, then I redrew it. I tried to use, what was it? Like I lit a match and then I let it like burn to the end and then I kind of like crunched it up and added water and I tried to paint with that and it was not pigmented at all. So I don't know. I like this little character. He's thick, he's small, he's really sweet. I drew this first and then I redrew it as that and I don't know which one I like better. I like some of these drawings and because obviously they're not from too long ago, but I don't know why I said it like that. At some point I tried drawing freckles and like highlighting some of the freckles with white gel pen and it looks kind of cool. I don't think you can really see that properly, but it's like black dots and then white gel pen. Oh, and I also drew this and I really like the idea, so I redrew it and it came out exactly as I wanted it to. And I'm really happy with this little pair. He's amazing. A lot of these I drew, they're not even really drawings, they're just like little doodles. I like how I drew this. Like I'd be watching something and I'd just kind of draw what I heard. Like this one, certified meme elf. Like that was just because of one of Jacksepticeye's videos where he was like, oh, you got meme elves. I like this sketchbook a lot more than the other sketchbook that I showed because it's like so dense. There's so much going on. That's, what's his face? Thomas Brodie Sangster, because I watched The Queen's Gambit. Not before it was popular, so I can't be one of those hippies who says that. It was really good and I'm glad that it got awards. I'm glad that Anya Taylor-Joy got awards for that because she was good in it. It's so weirdly inspiring to look at my old sketchbooks. I can see my progress. Like I started with that, then I got that, then I got that. No, this, and then this. So like from that to that, like I got better and it's tangible proof that I'm making progress and it's really cool. Like I'm not amazing, even though this is absolute gold and no one can tell me otherwise. I like that idea because like if you could tell by the wrinkles, like I could actually portray that he's covered in like a bag or something. Not a bag, but like a cloth that just doesn't stop. Because it's not collarbones right there, that's a clothing wrinkle. And you can tell because I drew it that way. And I didn't used to be able to do that. And then I drew a little mask and I really liked how it did the shading. It was really cool because I'm making progress. It's crazy. I drew that and I sent it to my friend and he was like, oh, I like that. And he redrew the post. When people like redraw some of my stuff, it makes me glad because it means that I inspired them. That sounds so freaking cheesy. I don't care what people think about me. There's a bunch of like little doodles that it would take so long for me to explain. There's so much I can say about every single drawing. Well, maybe not this one. Oh yeah, I was playing around with lighting. I kind of like how I drew that one. That one is pretty good. I don't practice lighting as much as I should. Ooh, yeah, figure drawing. Figure drawing is not as boring as people say it is. If it's just rotating figures, like if you've got one pose and it's just rotating, then yeah, that's freaking boring as hell. If you get like a few dynamic poses, then that's super fun. That's Cranky Place again. Small talk. I'm actually really good at small talk. Like, weirdly, I'm pretty dang good at small talk. Chicken bitch. I don't know what that's from. I wish I remembered where some of these were from. You're only on my mind when I need you. I can't remember, but yeah. There's like a bunch of quotes in here and I'm really glad because it like spruces up the whole sketchbook. Oh, I have that sweater. It's on. Oh, yeah. I was actually thinking about using it to have a background for this video, but I thought against it. But yeah, so look at that. Oh, I drew that. And then I mirrored it and I put it on my phone case. Ooh, also fun fact, I didn't know that, well, I noticed, but I thought that I was wrong. If you seal like these little thingies in just Mod Podge, they stay a little bit sticky forever. So if I go like this, then you can hear, that was kind of a little stick. But if I leave my phone on the table for a while and then I pick it up, like people would be able to tell, oh, Jack's using her phone. I was drawing in class, in my chemistry class last year, and my friend who wanted to start like a clothing brand or something, he was like, oh, can you like make a bunch of those and like send them over and like digitally draw them or something? And I did, and then he just never did anything with them, or he did, and I just didn't get the memo. And oh, another few redraws. I'm not surprised. Oh, that's a lot more recent because the neck's not so thin, and I really like it because it's like muted, kind of dusty, murky colors, but it like still looks nice and spooky and stuff, so yeah, I like it. I tried to draw graffiti. Also, I didn't know this until one of my friends pointed out, that's not how you spell Lewis. I always thought that that's Lewis and not Louise. So whenever I see that, I just always pronounce it Lewis because that's how I thought that Lewis was spelled. That's Maeve because sex education is amazing. Not just like the subject, like the show actually. I've never had sex ed. Like, I feel like that's a classic thing that you would have in like the American public school system if you're not living in a super conservative state. But I've never had sex ed. And I've been to school in America in like 6th grade. Shouldn't I have? I don't know. That was a finger that I drew because I wanted to see what a finger would look like with like a bunch of joints. Oh, I hate this. Yeah. So I had a therapist on BetterHelp for a while. I don't know why I said specifically that it was on BetterHelp, but it was. And she was like, oh, draw your feelings or something. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And I drew a duck, a dolphin, this dude, a little robot. And she was like, oh, explain it. And I was like, I don't know, man. I just wanted to draw that, so I just drew. What do you want from me? I'm not good with therapists. Oh yeah, there was this one show called, what was it, Will? And it was about William Shakespeare. And Laurie Davidson, the guy who was Mr. Mistopheles in Cats, he was William Shakespeare, and I really liked him in Will, because he was good. Unironically, I watched Cats like 15 times because it was the only movie that I had on my computer when I was living in Vladivostok for 2 weeks without Wi-Fi. The trip that ruined my whole YouTube experience because when I came back I couldn't adjust back to the schedule that I set up for myself. Yeah, so I watched Cats like 15 times and then I was like, ooh, I wonder what this actor's doing now. And he did this show right after he got out of like Lambda or something. It was good and I wish it was picked up for a 2nd season, but it wasn't. So I like how I drew this dude. The Spirited Away dude. No face. I have a little figurine. That was like a puzzle, a 3D puzzle that my dad brought back when he was abroad in Japan. Have him on my bureau for, you know, good luck. There's Nyx. I think, is this the page that I did? No. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so this is a lot of Shrek. Yeah, so I made a video. I was going to draw Shrek as many times as I could before I went insane. I didn't make it up to 100. I really learned how to draw noses after that, so it's good. The whole idea was that I was gonna, like, have a really bougie kind of talk about poetry or something in the background. And I edited it down, and it did sound better than when I was just talking unedited. But it still sounded really crappy, so when I posted it, I just unlisted it almost immediately because it was just really bad. Oh, these are the redraws that I did. Damien, I think your drawing suggestions were just the absolute best. So that was my sketchbook. Also, oh yeah, so I have this little chunk here that I continued on in my current sketchbook where I just have names of people that inspire me. So like, pretty much just actors. And also Kevin O'Reilly, who's in my new sketchbook as well. Oh, so I did an Unus Annus memento. What was it? Memorial. I'm getting so distracted. Yeah. Anyway, that is my sketchbook, Jack's sketchbook. Yeah, if you want to see anything else from me, okay. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for stuff you'd like to see, stuff you'd like to see me do, or videos you'd like to see me make, hit me up. I'm open to suggestions as long as they're above board. So, yeah, write them in the comments, or, you know, wish real hard and maybe I'll make the video that you want, but better to comment it because I can't read minds. This is the only other decent completed sketchbook that I have, so the next sketchbook tour is probably not going to come around until like maybe in a year when I finish the current sketchbook I have because it is a lot bigger than this one. I think it's like bigger than American printer paper size. That's all I really know for sure. And it's bigger than A4, so I don't know. Don't hold your breath. I'm really proud of the sketchbook because it's the first one that I actually properly completed. Back to back, and I came back and I went back in and I actually I drew in little gaps. So I really like it. It's thick and it's well loved and I'm really proud of it. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice crispy afternoon / morning / evening / whenever. And I'll see you later. Bye.